The intention of an unwind class is to help us to untie any knots that may kind of happen through the day or the week. The connective tissue is really what these poses work on. They'll definitely work on helping us to release tension, to stretch the muscles. But the connective tissue is the area that, which is kind of surrounding all the different tissues and bones in the body. And so when we're working on the poses, if you notice that you're feeling a really intense place of stretch, I would encourage you to just ease the stretch up just a little bit so you can feel a more even stretch. If you would like to hold something longer and it feels really great to be there a little longer, please do. One of the things that we will do intentionally in a unwind class is really stay quite committed to being in a state of stillness. If something is really uncomfortable, please do move and adjust. If it's just a little bit uncomfortable, I'd love for you to breathe and sit with and observe and notice the sensation of the pose versus fidgeting or even your mind sort of moving about or kind of playing with a t-shirt, things like that that distract us from being really present. So this hour is your time to be completely here on your mat. My name is Suzy. I'll be guiding you through the practice. We'll begin by coming into a cross-legged seated position. And in cross-legged seat, we'll start with a breathing pranayama or breathing technique called square breathing. Square breathing is calming for the mind and nervous system. It's really useful for easing anxiety. The square breathing does have some retention where you would hold your inhale or hold the exhale where you're completely empty. That's not recommended if you have high blood pressure. So if anybody has high blood pressure, I will have you skip the retention and simply breathe in and out to the count of 4. So how we'll do this practice is we'll breathe in to the count of 4. We'll hold the inhale to the count of 4. Exhale for 4. Retain or hold ourselves empty for the count of 4. Then breathe again for 4. So let's just begin by taking one hand to the heart, the other hand to the heart. You can be in a comfortable cross-legged seat, or if one leg extended out is more comfortable, you can also sit on top of a yoga block. With your hands at your heart, begin to relax through your shoulders, softening through your face and jaw. Gently press the floor away with the base of your body and feel your spine become long. Begin to notice the rise and fall of your breath. And how when you bring your attention and your focus to your breath, naturally your breath begins to deepen. What we focus on, our energy flows towards, which can be very helpful throughout a practice like tonight. So I invite you, if there's anywhere in your body that is healing, anywhere that you'd like to bring special attention to, you can focus on that place within your body in each of the poses to help your energy, your prana or life force to flow into that space more and to help and aid the healing process. We'll exhale all of our air out and begin our square breathing. Take a breath in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we'll do retention. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, one on your own. Complete the cycle you're on. And then gently open your eyes. Once you have eyes open, we'll begin with some gentle side stretches. Take the right hand out towards maybe a foot or a foot and a half to the side of your mat. Then take your left arm across the face, reaching it over to the right. You can bend your right elbow as you gently stretch over. I prefer to look in front of me or even slightly down, but looking up is also an option. You need to reach a little more through the left fingertips and allow your left hip to naturally lift up off of the mat. Now start to breathe into the count of 4, exhaling to the count of 4. And slowly rise back up. Pause for a moment in your seated position, just noticing the after effect of the pose. You can even take a moment to close your eyes and notice how you feel on your left side now. This is called a rebound moment, an opportunity to feel the after effect of the poses. We'll be practicing that as well, giving ourselves time to observe the sensation and what has the space that's been created by the pose. Open your eyes gently and start off to the left. So the left hand can go about a foot and a half to the side. You can be on your fingertips or even a yoga block. Then right arm is going to reach across the face and over. You'll notice that the right hip may naturally lift up, and I encourage you to allow that to happen. And keep reaching. If you want to bend your left elbow or even set it on top of the yoga mat or a block. Slow breath in and slow breath out. And then we'll rise up slowly. Place your hands on the top of your knees. Close your eyes and take a moment to feel the after effect of the pose. And eyes can open up. Find your way into a tabletop position. In the tabletop pose, we'll be threading the needle. So the hands are shoulder distance, knees are hip width apart. Take your right hand, stretch it up towards the sky. Thread the right arm underneath, placing your right shoulder and your right temple on the mat. Left elbow can remain bent, or you could crawl your left hand forward in front of you. Closing the eyes, drawing your attention towards the space in which you feel the sensation in your body. And once you've brought your mind to the place in the body that you feel the stretch, start to breathe deeply with the intention of sending your breath into the connective tissue, the muscle, the joint, the tendons and ligaments. A yin yoga practice helps to Get rid of blockages in the connective tissue, which then rehydrates the body. So just imagine that hydration, fluid, water is able to move into this place, the shoulder, the upper back, as you hold the pose and breathe. And then slide your left hand back underneath your shoulder. Gently press yourself back up, taking the right hand high, and then place your hand down onto your mat, Tabletop Pose. Take a few deep breaths to feel, maybe noticing how warm your right arm feels, if there's tingling, pulsation. This is all evidence of a fresh flow of energy through the right shoulder joint. You can take your left hand up to the sky and thread your left arm underneath, placing your left shoulder on the mat. You can crawl your right fingertips forward as well. Find a place that is not too much and not too little. Feel free to close your eyes and send your attention to where you feel the sensation. And allow your breath to deepen. Imagining fluid water flowing into the shoulder joint, the arm, maybe even down to the fingertips. And then slide the right hand back underneath the shoulder, taking your left arm back to the sky, and then placing the hand down. You need to crawl your hands forward and then crawl your knees back a little bit. We'll lower down onto our elbows for Sphinx Pose. You need to walk your feet, your knees back behind you until you're lying on your abdomen. In Sphinx Pose, for a deeper Sphinx Pose, the elbow is right underneath the shoulder. If you notice that this is intense for your low back, slide your elbows forward a few more inches. I recommend gazing down towards the front edge of your yoga mat so your neck stays in a more neutral position. Draw your heart gently forward and press the tops of the feet down towards the floor. And begin to awaken your deeper breathing. If there's any places that you feel your breath gets a little bit stuck, imagine that there's a balloon that you're filling, and then the balloon gently massages away the point of tension, massages you from the inside. Now we'll release out of Sphinx Pose. Stack your hands and have your elbows bent out to the sides. Rest one cheek on the back of your hands. Close your eyes. Feel the after effect of the gentle stretch in the Sphinx Pose. Notice the rise and fall of your breath. The expanding, the contracting. Bend your knees and draw your heels in towards your seat. Sway your heels to one side, back to the center, and slowly to the other side. Begin to do this slow windshield wiper at your own pace, back and forth, nice and slow. And come back to the center, setting the feet down. Lift your head up and take your right arm. I'll show you guys my left, but you'll take your right arm and extend it out like half of a capital T. Place your left palm underneath your shoulder, bending your left elbow. For Spatula Pose, begin to roll over onto your left arm. You can keep your feet stacked, or if it feels okay, bend your left leg and step the foot behind you. And right away, notice the place of the stretch. Begin to send your breath there. Gently roll yourself back to the center, okay? And then taking your left hand underneath, send your right arm out. Let's switch that. Send your left arm out. The right hand is under the shoulder, elbow is bent. Then we'll roll over onto our left arm, bending your top leg and stepping the foot behind you is optional. You'll notice that intensifies it quite a bit. So it may feel nicer to have your feet stacked, or even placing the one foot in front of the other. It is natural to have one side tighter than the other. Try not to judge or critique, but simply witness. Then bring your awareness to the quality of your breathing, smoothing out the texture of the breath. We begin to slowly roll back to the center. Rest your arms at your sides with your palms turned up. Flip the opposite cheek to rest on the mat. Close your eyes and bring your awareness into your upper body. Breathe into your chest, shoulder, and upper back. Notice the sensations through your arms and fingers. And bring the chin back onto the mat. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Rise up slowly into a tabletop position. When we get into tabletop pose, okay, we're sending your left leg out towards the side of the mat. And setting ourselves up for gate pose. In gate pose, begin to crawl your hands closer to you until you can stand up onto the knees. Your left arm slides slowly down your left leg. Right arm is going to reach up and then overarching towards the left side. And finding a place where you can maintain your deep breath. So I often back out 20% or so, then connect with breath. And allow then your deep breath to help guide you further into the pose. We'll slowly rise back up. Walk the hands out in front of you, placing your left knee down, and try the other side. Send your right foot out. Come up slowly to standing. You can reach your right hand down the leg slowly, arching your left arm overhead. Continue to breathe deeply. If the sensation feels really specific, right, like it's tugging on like one really small muscle area, maybe we come out of the pose, find a broader stretch, a more even stretch. And slowly come back up, placing your knee down onto the mat, sitting back onto your heels into a hero's pose. If this is problematic for your knees, you can take a bolster, you could grab a yoga block, or even a couple of throw pillows, tucking it underneath your seat to elevate the hips a little higher. It's also okay to keep your hands in front of you, right? Or if it's okay, place your hands on the top of your thighs, gently relax your shoulders down. Bring your awareness to the sensations of this stretch, noticing if it's in the tops of your feet or ankles. Do you feel it mainly around your knee region? Always noting that if a pose becomes painful or sharp, we can move out. If it's a little bit uncomfortable, try to sit with and breathe. A yoga teacher once said in a yin class that if you notice that your body becomes really hot, start to feel your body warming up in a specific yoga pose, that can be indicative that there's something that's being unlocked or untied. Right? A knot is being unraveled either physically or energetically. And to really observe the heat that's building in the body versus trying to change or shift away from it, noticing it, observing it. And maybe you've noticed a pose that we've already done felt that way, or maybe none at all tonight. In future yin or unwind classes, you may notice a pose that makes you feel a little bit warm, and we can always kind of welcome that warmth. Let's come out slowly. Walk your hands forward. And once your hands are forward, take a moment to wiggle your ankles. You're going to go ahead and tuck your toes and pedal out the feet a little bit and noticing that sensation of tingling. Sweep your heels up to one side, come to seated. And once we're seated, we'll bring the bottoms of our feet together and allow the knees to butterfly open. You can lift up through your heart and your chest. And hinge from the hip creases as you begin to fold forward. When we're folding forward, I really invite you to keep your neck long. If you happen to have a couple of yoga blocks, you could stack the blocks and place them underneath the forehead. I know tonight I'm not low enough to place my forehead on a block, so I'll just keep the head lifted. Feel free to close your eyes and bring your awareness into the sensation of this pose. You can use your elbows to gently press down onto the calves. Begin to count your inhalation out to 4. Exhaling for 4 or even 6. Begin to slowly rise back up. Draw the knees together and send your legs out long in front of you. Begin to lower down onto your backs. Make sure that your yoga strap is at the back of your mat so that you don't have to get up again. The other thing I would recommend is make sure that your blanket is at the back of your mat so that you can stay on your backs for the rest of the class, which is going to be quite the treat. So once we get onto our backs, we'll be taking a supine child's pose. So in supine child's pose, bend your knees and draw them into your chest. If you want a really intense version tonight, you can keep your knees together and hug the knees in towards your chest. You can even reach up for your ankles or the tops of the feet with the knees staying together. I personally like the gentler version where the knees are wider than the body, very similar to when you're doing child's pose flipped around. You can hold on to your shins, your ankles, or the tops of your feet. Then I encourage you to have your chin pointed up towards the sky, but the back of your head resting on the mat. Then allow gravity to start to do some of the work for you. You might notice that your knees naturally separate wider. It's okay if your big toes are not touching. And then soften a little bit through your fingers, your hands, your shoulder muscles, your jaw. Closing your eyes and bringing your awareness deep within the body. Maybe observe how you feel through your pelvis, your hips, lower abdomen, low back. And slowly bring your knees back to the center. Set your feet onto the floor and slide your legs out long in front of you for a moment to pause and feel the after effects of that pose. Then bend your knees and draw your feet back up towards the sky, drawing the knees to the chest for a happy baby pose. You can grab your big toes, the outside or inside edges of your feet. If you'd like a more gentle happy baby, we can have the hands on the shins or even place the hands into the creases of the knees. In this happy baby tonight, I encourage you not to try to press your low back down towards the ground, but simply press your hands down into your feet and push your feet up into your hands. Then allow gravity to begin to do some of the work for you. So soften through your fingers, your arms, just like we did in the last pose. Soften across your brow, unhinging your jaw. And bring your mind into the pose, observing the connective tissue that's releasing, the muscles that are lengthening. Let your breath become deep and rich. And slowly draw the knees back in towards the center. Set your feet down, setting your legs long in front of you, coming into a reclining pose to feel the after effects of the happy baby. Observe any sensations of warmth or melty, tingly, or pulsation. All indication of improved flow of life force, chi, prana, or energy in the body. Begin to bend your knees and draw your feet in closer. Take your arms out like a capital T, keeping your feet touching the ground. Drop your knees to the left side of your mat. If you'd like more intensity, you can slide your right knee up and place it on top of your left knee. If you need more sensation from there, you can take twisted root, winding your right leg up and over your left leg. It's okay if your right shoulder naturally lifts up off of the mat. Find a position in the pose in which you can commit to being still, breathing deeply, and staying mentally present, observing the body's stretch and opening. Bring your knees gently back to the center, feet onto the floor. Pause for a moment with the knees bent to feel the after effect of the pose. And to move to the opposite side of the twist, feet are on the floor, knees can knock over to the right. For the gentlest twist, you can also stack your left knee on top of the right knee, or wind your left leg up and over for twisted root. Slowly journey back towards the center, having both feet resting on the mat, knees bent, pausing for a moment. Locate your yoga strap. Send your left leg long in front of you, and then wrap your strap around the sole of your right foot. If you are very close to a wall, you can sort of reorganize yourself by just turning it a diagonal so you'll have enough room to extend your leg out to the side. Let's begin by holding the strap in the right hand. Walk your hand up as high as you can comfortably without getting an overstretch in the hamstring. Left arm is going to extend out, the palm can be facing down. Take your foot a little bit back towards you and then bring it out to the right. When you bring it out to the right, find the place in which you're feeling a stretch and then push through your heel. If you can, keep the left side of your body in contact with the mat. If it starts to lift up, we may be going a little bit too far, so we can lift the leg up higher and feel connected on the left side of the body. In all of these poses, you can turn your focus inward, like you're journeying into a new terrain. You're taking your mind on a journey into your body and observing the way that the posture feels from the inside outward. We'll slowly bring the foot back to the center. Switch hands that you're holding the strap with. So now hold the strap in your left hand and extend your right arm like half of a capital T. Pull the foot back towards you just a touch and then over to the left. To get more into the outer leg IT band region, I recommend keeping your foot a little bit higher versus coming all the way to where the foot is touching the ground. For many people, that's going to move you into more of a spinal twist. Yeah, and so find the sweet spot where you feel the outer leg stretch, the outer glute. Soften any places that are gripping or tense that can be relaxed, filled with ease. Unwind, or a yin style of practice, is often called yoga for your joints. When we pay attention to not only just stretching the muscles, but also releasing holding patterns in the connective tissue, it can help us to move into a more natural alignment of our skeleton so that the joints have less wear and tear. The practice is really healthy for your joint health. And then take your leg back up to the center. Last thing is our hamstring stretch. Grab one side of the strap in each hand, flex your foot, push to your heel, and begin to draw the foot back towards you. Now you might notice a place where you want to hold your breath or grit your teeth, so let's come shy of that place a little bit too far. And then finding sensation, breathing. You want to move your foot and your knee a little more to the right. Maybe there's room for you to draw the leg back a little further. And then we'll release this side. Send your right foot long. Pause for a couple of moments to feel and observe. Noticing how different it feels on your right leg versus your left leg. Then send your left leg to the sky, bending the knee, hooking the strap over the sole of the left foot. Start by holding the strap in your left hand. Right arm is reaching out like half of the capital T. Draw the foot back and then opening it to the left side. Keeping the right side body in contact with the mat. Breathing deeply as if you're pouring your breath into the places and spaces that need softening, melting, unwinding, untying. And guide your leg back up slowly to the center, holding the strap with the right hand. Left arm anchors you down and bringing the leg across to the right. Finding that place where you get the outer leg, glute, and hip stretch. In Chinese medicine, they believe that qi, or life force, flows through the body through little rivers and channels called meridians. In Hatha Yoga, they call them nadis, and the energy is called prana. In Hatha Yoga, we believe when the energy gets stuck in the body and doesn't flow properly, it can make us feel imbalanced emotionally. In Chinese medicine, they believe that when the body is very tight, the energy cannot flow properly and also makes you feel imbalanced emotionally. And so it is quite notable how taking time on the mat can help us to feel steady, centered, and imbalanced. Maybe it is from the flow of energy, maybe it's because we're creating space, or maybe it's simply that we're breathing and being present for an hour. Whatever way it works, I think what's beautiful is that you can feel how your yoga practice works for you. And we're coming up really slowly to the center. Hold one side of the strap, flex your foot, and then begin to send your leg towards you to stretch your entire back of your leg. Right? Maybe notice if you feel this in your calf, your foot, hamstring, or even low back. Now let's release this side. Set your strap aside and let your left leg be long on your mat and take a moment to feel. I welcome you to reach over and grab your blanket and place your blanket over your body to stay warm. If you'd like to cover your eyes, a towel, even use your strap, pillow. And come back to a place where you're resting comfortably on your mat, on your back. Let your feet drop open. Feel your body sink heavy into the floor. Close your eyes and begin to quiet your mind for peace of mind. It's time to continue to transition from busyness to ease, from time-bound to timeless. And this is your time to rest. Allow yourself to begin to rest. Become aware of all sounds. Start with distant sounds, no straining. Just notice the sounds that you hear. Then begin to pull back towards the room you're in and listen for sounds closer to you. Keep drawing your attention inward, aware of sounds, until you're inside your body. Notice any sounds inside your body. Be still. From here, visualize the space you're in. See yourself lying down or sitting in this space, practicing Yoga Nidra. Visualize the position of your body, the expression on your face, your clothes, your hair. Like a movie, visualize yourself practicing Yoga Nidra. Take a breath in and exhale, releasing tension all over your body. Take another breath in, breathing in and out, releasing stress and worry. Let go and let the ground hold you. Allow your inhalations and exhalations to become longer and slower, without effort, moving into a slow, rhythmic breath. There's nothing to do, nowhere to be. Giving yourself permission to rest. We are now entering the practice of Yoga Nidra. It's time to dare to rest and go within. Repeat this intention in your mind 3 times. I am relaxed and resting. I am relaxed and resting. Now begin by bringing your awareness to your right hand thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, pubic bone, right hip, thigh, knee, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the right foot, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Now moving to the left side of the body, starting with the left hand thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, pubic bone, left hip, thigh, knee, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the left foot, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and fifth toe. Bring your awareness to the back of your body, right heel, right calf, left calf, right thigh, left thigh, right glute, left glute, lower back, middle back, upper back, whole spine, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, back of the neck, back of the head, top of the head, forehead, right temple, left temple, right ear, left ear, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, space between the eyebrows, right eye, right nostril, left nostril, right cheek, left cheek, upper lip, lower lip, space where both lips meet, chin, jaw, throat, collarbone, left collarbone, right side of the chest, left side of the chest, middle of the chest, upper abdomen, navel, lower abdomen, right hip bone, left hip bone, tailbone, right whole leg, left whole leg, whole right arm, whole left arm, the whole face, whole head, whole torso, the whole body. Become aware of the whole body. Bathe in sensations. Feel the whole body. Rest here. Notice sensations that arise. Bring your awareness to the space between your eyebrows. Breathe. Breath and body, one movement. Breathe in and out on the left side of your body 3 times. Now breathe in and out on the right side of your body 3 times. Breathe in and out in front of the body 3 times. Breathe in and out in the back of the body 3 times. Feel all boundaries of the body dissolving. Bring your awareness to the base of your spine. Your sacrum. Move your awareness up to your digestive area. Your heart center. Move awareness into your throat. The space between your eyebrows. Bring your awareness to the top of your head. Feel as if you are breathing in and out through the top of the head. Imagine the breath is a white light that flows in from the top of the head throughout the body. The breath is a white light flowing throughout the entire body. A healing white light moving into all parts of your body. Your body filling with white light. Bring a sensation of heaviness to your body. Your body feels heavy, as if it's sinking into the floor. Each body part is heavy from head to toe. Bring heaviness to your whole body. Immerse yourself in feeling heavy. Begin to feel your body light as air, your head light as a feather, neck light as air, shoulders light, arms light and relaxed, chest and abdomen light. Both legs and feet are light. Your whole body light, like it's floating. Feel this. Your whole body light, like it's floating. Feel this.